Now I wanted you to see, you see how these limbs are coming off there? This is where I have harvested leaves. So the more you harvest off of your Egyptian spinach, the better it will be. It will bush out in those areas where the leaves, you can see how it's bushing out right here. And another limb will come out right there. Anywhere you remove a limb, it's going to come back. Now, do you see these little berry looking things here? These are the seed pods, and they're going to come out at every stem. And each one of these holds, at the very least, 20 seeds. I mean, that's at the very least. I'd say they were 50 plus, but I'm going to be skimpy here. So you can see that I have thousands of seeds here. So you grow this plant once and you can have it forever. Good morning, welcome to Hoaxie Gardens and Homestead. I'm standing in front of my Egyptian spinach, and as you can see, in some areas it has gotten even taller than I am. It is a very big bush, and I showed this to you when it was about a foot or so tall and told you how big that it would get, and it has done so. Now, they don't start really growing until the real heat of the summer, and then they just start whoosh. Now, they grow up till then, and you can get your greens and more than you'll want to eat, because everywhere you take off a leaf, it puts out a limb and more leaves. So the more you pick it, the better it is. So harvest often on your Egyptian spinach. So if you're frustrated with growing spinach, regular spinach, as I was, this is a great alternative. Now, spinach is good and I like it and I do grow it, but it's a very short-lived because it bolts as soon as the heat comes out. And here in Texas, heat is definitely an issue. But Egyptian spinach, the taste really doesn't resemble that spinach, but it's a very good flavor, and anything that you cook spinach in, you can replace with Egyptian spinach. The actual name of Egyptian spinach, it's very hard to pronounce, so I will put it down here and you can look it up for yourself. It is also called Jew's mallow because it is part of the mallow family, and it is also called Molokia. Now, that is what it's called in Egypt, and in Egypt you can get it fresh in your grocery stores and you can get it frozen. They eat it in all kinds of dishes, soups. It is very prolific there, and it's also in Japan. It is widespread and found in your grocery stores. We can't find that here, but they started growing it in Japan in the early 60s because it does grow so well and it is so high in nutrition, and it was a good food for their people. So they started growing it on a wide range. Now you can find it everywhere, just about every yard, but you can find it in the grocery stores. I would like to see that here in our country because it is, again, a powerhouse. Now, I know I say that about a lot of the food that I grow, but that's because I grow with intent. Everything that I grow, there's a purpose behind it. I don't want to just have a garden, and I'm not just wanting to feed my family, and I'm definitely not growing what the stores tell me that I should be growing at this time of year or that is best for me. I'm growing things that are high in nutrition, that really pack a punch to my health. I've shared with you before about the health issues that I've had and do continue to have. I just keep it under control, and I'm off all medications dealing with that disease. I had Crohn's disease. And whereas I do still have issues now and then, it doesn't keep me in bed for months on end, and I'm not in and out of the hospital because I'm eating nutrition. I'm eating foods that heal my body. And I think that every person should focus on that, the healing of the body. And if you're not able to grow a garden, now I actually believe anybody can grow a garden, even if you live in an apartment. There's, almost everything can grow in containers. But if you're not able to, find somebody close to you in your area or the outskirts that does have a garden, and see if you can get food from them. I guarantee you, if somebody came up to my door and said, we'll work for food, I would put them in my garden and put them to work and be happy to feed them with the bounty from my garden. So see if you can find somebody that's growing organic, non-GMO food, and see if they'll share with you. Have your sign, we'll work for food. This is also called the king's vegetable. Story has it that there was a king who was very sick on his deathbed, and he had his people make him soup using the Egyptian spinach, Molokia. And he drank that soup every day, and before long his symptoms disappeared, his strength came back, and he did not die. And from that point on, it was called the king's vegetable. Don't know if that story's true, but it's a great story, and I could see where it would be, because this vegetable is packed with nutrition, high in minerals. There's also the story that Cleopatra drank soup made from this every day because of the beauty benefits that it gives you. Because of the high mineral content and the vitamins that are in it, it is very good for your skin and for your health, and beauty does come from the inside, work its way out. Now you can start this inside by seed if you wanted to, and then transplant it out into your garden. I don't do that. I just put the seeds out and it comes up and it grows beautiful. If you live in an HOA, this is something that you could grow in your front yard as a bush. No one would know it's food, only you. And the more you harvest from it, the fuller it'll get and the prettier it'll get. So if you live in an HOA and you're wanting to grow food, this is one of the things that you could grow and you could have food. There are a lot of things that you can grow that are very pretty and people really wouldn't know it was vegetable. Underneath this, you could grow the New Zealand spinach, which would be a ground cover underneath it, another beautiful vining vegetable, and no one would know it's a vegetable. Now when your first frost is coming, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove all the leaves from your Egyptian spinach. And you're going to want to take it in and you're going to want to dehydrate it. Then you can grind it into a powder where you can still use it through the winter time in your smoothies and your soups, and you can still get that nutritional benefit from this plant all through winter. Now, Molokia, or Egyptian spinach, is, let's compare it to spinach for a minute. It has 4.5 times more carotene than spinach. It has 19 times more than broccoli. It contains calcium 9 times more than spinach, 10 times more than broccoli. It contains vitamin B1, vitamin B2, more than spinach contains. Now, it also contains vitamin E, vitamin C, potassium, iron, and a lot of fiber. Molokia Egyptian spinach contains things that boost, the vitamins and the minerals. They boost your immune system, and they help prevent diseases such as cancer, premature aging, osteoporosis, fatigue, high blood pressure, anemia. It helps you resist early aging. It's good moisture content for your skin. That's the vitamin E there going to work. Egyptian spinach is also said to be an anti-inflammatory. You can make a poultice if you've got an area that's irritated, and you can make a poultice out of it and put it on that area. It is said to help reduce fever. Egyptian spinach, Molokia, is also a cholesterol-lowering vegetable. It helps to lower your blood sugar. So if you're not growing Egyptian spinach, find a place where you can get it online. And I got mine from John Kohler with Growing Your Greens. You can find him online, and hopefully you can get seeds from him, because his stuff is all organic and non-GMO, and he is like me, he grows for health. Food is my medicine, and it's doing a really good job. It's doing a whole lot more good for me than the medicine that I was getting from the medical doctors, because every pill they gave me had a side effect that required another pill. So now there's a place for doctors and hospitals and modern medicine. I am not totally against it, and I'm not trying to tell you to ditch your doctors. In fact, I do go to the doctor every 6 months. I go for blood work and checkup because I need a doctor sometimes to diagnose, and I also want him to keep up with what's going on with me so that I do know that, yeah, I am getting better. And he is very impressed with what I've done and accomplished, and so they do have a place. So I'm not knocking the medical field per se. I'm just saying that pharmaceuticals are not always the answer. So thank you for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and I hope to see you again soon.